are below the video. Per usual, there's a link there that'll send you to my website to collect, my guides are saying, to collect your COVID-19 special price reading. I'm going to keep it going through the month of August. It's $40. So come get a reading, and there is a link to, well, it'll just take you to my website, okay? And I am going to be starting the second session. I'm going to actually do two of them, one for beginners and one for the intermediate group. We just finished a 12-week meditation with Nada Yoga. It was intense and really gorgeous, and people are asking for private sessions, etc. So it's lovely the way that's unfolding. Go to the website, fill out a contact form, let me know that you want to be part of that group or you want to be on the email list for it. And as soon as I choose a date, things calm down energy-wise a little bit, I'll be in touch. Let's see, I think that's all. So, gang, let's jump in. When I was pulling the cards out and shuffling, this came jumping out right onto the table. Just as you see happen, it just flies out. So basically what's going on is you are in a metamorphosis. We know, Gemini, you know your energy is being utilized by the North Node to pull all of humanity forward. And of course it's having a similar effect on you. The other interesting thing about this is this came out, and I just did the Aquarius reading yesterday. If you have time, take a little time, go watch it. It's your sister sign. Always watch your cohort if at all possible, and do your rising sign and your moon sign, all that kind of stuff. So you really know the conglomeration of the energy that is guiding you and pulling on you, because that's what's happening. We're being pulled through the eye of the needle. So for you, Gemini, you are in a very intense metamorphosis. You're feeling this swan energy. Last month, the reading was all about a very intense love bond. It continues this month. I see it in the cards. We're going to get into it. So when you feel this way, understand. And the message is go with the flow. Because you are literally, now that you're energy in the North Node, this is what you're doing, Gemini. And this is its effect on you. This relationship, some of you, those of you who are mated or have met your quantum partner, and I think many of you have, because we finished the intense eclipse seasons and we've come through the last full moon in Capricorn and onto the new moon that happened yesterday. It was really intense. I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted today. I wasn't sure if I was going to get any readings out, but my guides are pushing me. They wanted me to do Gemini and Sag. So that's what's going to happen today. So go with the flow, Gemini. And it's more than just go with the flow. It is time for you to activate your ability to spin the energy and to pull yourself through the void. Thank you, Spirit. So here's what came out from the journey of love. I didn't get it until just now. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, there's the void. So the story about the swan in this medicine deck that I have is, yes, it's about the ugly duckling, but it is described in such a way as to help people understand when you go through this process, the experience is about going into the void, the unknown, because you don't know who you are until you fully develop. So you are having this experience in your life in general because of you, because of your energy station, what you came here, pledging yourself, taking up this type of Gemini energy, intense amount of contact with the universe. If you've been watching my channel, you know. And so here we are at this moment, and you are being pulled out into the void in order to be pulled through the eye of the needle to finish this destiny that's coming forward for all of us for 2020, and then we move on and into the sign of Aquarius. So that's what my guides want you to go look at Aquarius, because when we turn the corner of the new year, something, that. My guides are saying that's where you're going to be. So the guides are setting you up, in a sense, for that transition. And the rest of this year, as is true for all of us, we are all going forward together, each in our own station, each in our own way, but in order to weave the tapestry of energy that brings forward the 4D and 5D and the universal consciousness. So this is the card in my reading that indicates the theme that my guides want to speak with you about. And again, it just fell right onto the table as I was shuffling. So I love this. This is a prophecy, Gemini. So you're in the time of prophecy in your life, in these moments in 2020. It's known as an augury. This is the Ace of Pentacles. This is what is happening because of this new moon on July 20th as August is ushered in. There is a finishing and there is a new beginning. This prophecy about your total, thank you, Spirit, your total transformation. Hang on one second. Your total transformation. That's what this is about. This one, both of them actually. So in this augury of knowledge, we're talking about spiritual wealth, spiritual knowledge. This card indicates the coming forward of a prophecy. It is an initiation point that you're at. And so if you look at this new moon, you will see the portal there. A very intense amount of energy came forward yesterday. I think that's why I'm tired. I was talking to another energy healer today, and they were saying the same thing. It's just we're all exhausted, as we should be after this eclipse. My guy just called it a session. After this eclipse session. So now we have Mercury, Venus, and Mars direct. I love the fact that we're stepping out into this energy with those 3 planets having gone direct, and all the personal planets are direct, and some of the big guns, my guides are calling them the big guns, the heavy hitters still in retrograde working their magic in the background. Your energy, this prophecy that is embedded in you about spiritual wealth and spiritual knowledge, that kind of abundance, and certainly perhaps in your life in terms of coin, my guides are saying also in terms of coin, you touch the stone of your destiny. I think for very many of you it has to do with this quantum partner that came forward into your life. Very unexpected. For a lot of people it's really a shock. I was saying this to Aquarius, it kind of wrecks your life. As your life is coming forward and you begin to go into the void, to have this type of butterfly-like metamorphosis that brings to you your full stature, your wings, the energy, through these rings of time that you've been traveling through, Gemini, for eons. That's why we're all here. I firmly believe it because of all the readings that I do. I firmly believe it now. We have traveled. You have traveled through the rings of time in order to be here with whatever you're meant to accomplish in terms of, okay, my guys are saying that we're generating your own metamorphosis. Each person will experience it in the way that is correct for them, dependent on their bundle of energy. What's your rising sign? What's your moon sign? Where does Cancer, Venus fall? All those kinds of things. So those Gemini that are here on the planet and come here and find their way to my channel to pick up these messages, this is what you've been doing. You've been traveling through the void in order to bring forward this metamorphosis that you're going through, and the prophecy now is coming. It's enacted. It's always been there, but now you're going to see the real-time enactment of this. So this is Morfessa. She's the guardian of the sacred places. She's touching the stone of destiny, the Leaf Vale, the place where coronations happened in the days of old. My guides are talking about Irish mythology and some of the actual literal history that happened at this place called Tara. So if you don't know about that, have some fun. Go look it up on the internet, okay? So the information, the energizing, okay, my guides are saying the energizing information came through the portal at the new moon. It's going to continue to be active for 5 or 6 days up to a week, and it's going to set the foundation for this prophecy as you go forward through to the end of the year, which is why you're going to experience this metamorphosis. So this is about spiritual activation and individual, hang on, they're saying words. Okay, they're saying words like attenuation. They're talking about the way your energy is changing as a result of these moments that you've been through. And for many of you, it has to do with a partner. For those of you who are single, it is meant for you to be developing your energy in order to communicate and connect with the world through energy activation. So you're going to have a lot of self-actualization through the remainder of this year, so that when we move into the sign of Aquarius, the water bearer, in January of 2021, you will be prepared and you will have your wings. It's a beautiful notion. So that's the theme of the reading. This is the energy that represents you. That's the world card. Your world is changing. You've had endings, you've had new beginnings, or you're going to be experiencing them, pardon me. The perfecter of energy is perfectly matched with the cards that have already come out if you think about it philosophically. So this is about Kundalini awakening. Through the next 4 seasons, you'll be picking up a lot of petals of wisdom, knowledge, understanding, in order to have a transformation at the crown chakra. Your world is about to change. For some of you, it already has started last month or a couple months back, and you are now going, my guy just said, full tilt into it. So the prophecy for this reading about what is coming forward for you is based on this. I love it. It's quite lovely. Thank you, Spirit. So you'll be happy to know, Gemini, look. It's pretty amazing. So the first 3 cards in this reading are major arcana cards. That is the shaper of growth. This is about the energy that you traveled upon in order to arrive into this earthly destination. This is the Empress, the Sacred Mother. And her job is to shepherd souls and help them cross the barriers of the time-space continuum in order to arrive here and into all the other destinations that they are meant to travel to. And we are now talking about interdimensional travel, Gemini. You are experiencing it in your own life. Something is happening, definitely. Doesn't matter if you're in a relationship or not. This might be happening through groups that you're involved in. All of us traveling forward based on all the things that are coming up to the surface now about the way society needs to shift and change. So you have all the gifts that you need encoded within you. A very highly spiritually ordered card about manifestation. By just standing in your place, standing in your energy in these ways to let this process come forward. Let's see if I can get it in the camera. So that's quite an interesting progression. Very intense. So given everything that's been said, here's the next card. This is the 3 of Swords. Some of you are repairing a relationship. Some of you are experiencing a relationship that is healing a very deep wound in terms of your heart chakra. This, in the standard deck, you would see a picture of a heart with 3 swords in it. So there is part of the prophecy is about your healing, and you have everything that is needed. And so some of you are going to experience this healing with the help of another individual. It might be somebody that you've been fighting with for a long time. That's what the story is about. And then, suddenly there comes a moment where you realize, my God, we've been fighting each other to the death. And what's true is I see this person now. The courtship of battle. Something, my heart chakra swelling. Something beautiful is happening, my guides are saying. Something really beautiful. So you may be, my guides are saying, engaged with and intertwined with someone in your life that is pulling you onto a safe landing, safe shores. Some of you are feeling perhaps that you're in danger of being washed away. But there is a relationship that's going on that's going to bring forward stability and healing. If you are going through a heartbreak, understand that you are being released from something in order to be pulled into a more stable position. That's what this is about. So if you're going through that, I'm very sorry. My guides are talking about COVID-19. Yes, a lot of people have lost loved ones. And if that's part of what you're going through, I'm really sorry. So the continuation of this story with the Empress here and then the Three of Swords, a broken heart, a betrayal perhaps. This is where when you get pulled up, when you pull each other up, that's what's actually happening in this story. They're pulling each other up. They've been through an intense battle, hell-bent on killing each other, and through the battle they came to love and respect each other. So when my guys are talking about the apex of the battle, things like that. So when in the heat of the most intense part of the battle, something happens and the energy shifts, and you plunge your sword into the ground and you think, no, this is not what I want. I'm done with fighting. I'm done with revenge. I'm done with hating someone because my heart got broken. Whatever it is, this is the energy you're shifting into. Okay, my guys are talking about the swan again. I'll explain why. It's coming. Okay, so that's the King of Cups. In this deck, it's the King of Hearts. Do you see where you're going? It's completely mystical. We see the raven in the background. We see a lot of radiant energy. King of Cups is the sacred path finder. So your path going forward is the path of development that I've been speaking about. But it's also, this is on the human level. Okay? This is the mystical realm. This is the human level. So that's how you're going to feel yourself develop. He's highly activated at the heart chakra. He has his weapon in his hand. He has sacred vision. Sacred vision. In order to find a path forward. Do you understand where you're going, beautiful Gemini? Amazing. So here's the next piece of the development. That piece of energy that ties together, that will give you access actually to your soul, identity, experience, and its purpose, your purpose as a soul being expressed in human terms. Because we're all here in 3D together. Some of us flip in and out of 4D, 5D, and back to 3D. That's the kind of experience that I have. It can be a lot to manage, but you are going to learn into it because you are going straight for the swan energy. You are going to come fully into your power now. Swans are a very mystical animal, mystical bird. That is the Queen of Pentacles. What she's doing is weaving together the sacred strings of energy for her lineage. And she sits on the table like this. Astounding to me. So there is a mystical process taking place, and as the cards sit on the table, this is what she's looking at. Do you see that? So I'm very excited for you. This next card, first card on the soul level, this came out also for Aquarius. So clearly we are talking a lot about the fact that the air sign people are pulling us forward through of the eye of the needle because you are in the North Node. And all of your cohort, your air sign cohort, are going to have similar experiences. So Gemini, that's the Eight of Wands. It's a story about star-crossed lovers that had to solve a problem in order to be together. The feminine side of the equation had a spell, and someone was kind of holding her hostage, and there's a long backstory, but basically she had to she was turned into a fly. She flew into the mouth of a woman who was in the banquet hall where they were. She was immediately reborn, and when she was reborn, activated is what this is talking about. When that self-actualization and spiritual realization and activation occurs over the next number of months, then you are going to be able to bond together with yourself in a very sacred way. It's also about a lover, I have no doubt, because of all the cards that are on the table. And just so you know, I post the cards. That's the story. That's how it looks on my table. That's the progression from corner to corner. So the picture of the reading will be on the community tab. I always post it after the reading comes out. So for those of you that are dealing with a quantum partnership, this couple, thank you, Spirit, just astounding. This couple were able to run to each other. They ran to the giant fireplace that was in the banquet hall, and they stepped into the fire, literally. They clung to each other. They went through an instant metamorphosis. They rose up through the chimney, and when they reached the atmosphere, Gemini, they turned into swans and flew away. It's a beautiful story. So please write me some messages below the video and let me know what you're experiencing. I really want to know. You know, it helps me because you inform me. I have the channeled messages that come through, the cards are an illustration, but I always want to hear in real time from you, how does this look in your life? What is the metamorphosis that you are experiencing? How is it related to the deeper parts of yourself, male, female, yin, yang? How is it related to your partnerships here on the earth? Love to know. Something beautiful. So when this metamorphosis comes forward, this is, don't forget, this is the soul part of your reading. So as a soul being, you are here to have this experience, and you're feeling it on a soul level. I have no doubt. And there's the soul. So what's happening as a result of this bonding with yourself and going through your metamorphosis, and or together with a partner because you stimulate each other's energy in just the right way. That's what a quantum partner is. People used to call it, my guides are now they're saying that's a little arrogant. Now they say, well, people used to call it twin flame, but that's wrong. It's a wrong assessment. This is about using the quantum energy of the universe that comes through to you as a result of stepping into the energy field of another individual. So you step out, you yourself and the universe, onto a new soul journey. And it sits on the table like this. Do you understand the progression? Some kind of great healing is coming forward. Some great metamorphosis. And you may find yourself healing the heartbreaks of your past because the time for that is done. You needed to experience them for some reason that progressed your evolution and your emergence as a soul being. So clearly over these next number of months, right, the breastplate there indicates the petals of wisdom you're going to pick up. The swastika is this turning of sacred energy. That symbol is 12,000 or 13,000 years old, in case you didn't know. The Nazis used it because they knew there's a long, you can find videos on YouTube about this. Basically, one of the mucky mucks in the Nazi party, I can't remember who, knew about this. And they decided they were going to use it. They turned it backwards. And they were going to use it to try to take the corruption of the energy and use it for their power. And of course, in the end, you can't do that because it's not going to work. They did cause a massive amount of damage, but it was never, ever going to succeed because they corrupted the energy. So that is coming out of me. My guys are talking about it. So that must have something to do with some of you in terms of how things get corrupted and then how they get healed and how that corruption may cause you to crack open and have some revelation, have some awareness, and set yourself into the next phase of your soul journey because you're fully bonded with yourself, maybe with another person, maybe both things are happening. So you walk out, again, just astounding number of major arcana on the table. It's a momentous month. August is going to be intense for you. So you walk out on an energy pathway. The triple spiral is turning. And as you take this journey, where you're going is where you came from. You're going back into the sacred bowl of all creation in order to continue to play out the prophecy and collect the gifts that were encoded within you on a soul level. So you came here apparently to have, my guys are talking about the journey inward as a journey. That's what it is. Thank you, Spirit. The journey inward as a journey through to another dimension in order to collect your healing. That's what you're doing, Gemini. Look at you. Going backwards through the rings of time in a very sacred way to collect your destiny. You're going to feel, I think, extremely mystical. If I get my get it all up into my hands. You're going to feel extremely mystical this month, coming forward in August. And it's going to continue. It's a progression. I can only say thank you very much for all the work that you're doing and the intention you had when you manifested here into this place. So, coming forward in this way, you step off the cliff. A 0 point. A soul journey. So, interestingly enough, many of you are here to connect with this individual, whoever it is. Could be somebody you met at a protest. It could be somebody that you've already been with and suddenly something changes. Could be someone who's on the other side. And I suspect for some of you that's true. So you're here to be stimulated and to stimulate another person in order to activate the next part of your soul journey. Please write to me. So I know that some of you, my guides are talking about, there are some of you who are experiencing this in the most mystical way possible. And you're going to be aware of your soul journey imbued within your human existence. And you're going to be doing some time travel. I think some of you are going to have astral travel. Maybe some of you should come and be with the group that does. That's what the meditation is. That's what we do. We literally go out into the universe and connect with the shimmering universe for this purpose. Exactly. That's what weaving the tapestry means. That's why my guides talk about quantum partners the way they do. So, Gemini, expect to have some my guides are saying, it's like strange experiences that you might not be used to. Understand that you have it encoded within you. You can manage it. It will be okay. Certainly seek out help and discussion assistance if you need it. There's the purpose, Gemini. The sacred alchemist. Something's happening in such a way. You're here on this life. My guys are saying on this lifetime. Here on this lifetime, in order to have a conscious experience. That's what it is. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Of the flow of time and interdimensional travel. That's why you're here. To have these experiences, many of you are doing it with a partner. Very mystical, very mystical. My guys are talking all about that. When I say that's why you're here, that's your intention, this is what it means. You are flowing between the worlds, between the dimensions, between the 3D and the 4D, some of you 5D. And you are actually consciously understanding now. And when this happens and your energy is melded together with the universe for this event, you see the portal where my finger is? At the bottom right hand side of the card. See? And it sits on the table like this. So it just might be a lightning bolt moment for some of you. Seriously. This really intensely beautiful. So the prophecy about your soul development that was encoded within you eons ago comes forward now. And thank you for choosing to come here to this earth to help us all move forward. And don't ever doubt that you are your purpose. And all you need to do in this lifetime is stand in yourself. Develop your energy, develop your awareness. You can change a universe by being here on the earth and standing in the full embodiment of your energy in the most sacred way possible. And if you work in a grocery store, or if you deliver mail, or if you pick up the garbage, or if you're a Wall Street broker, it doesn't matter. This is what matters. And my guides really want you to know, they say it all the time. And this is why, this is the outcome. Courtship of knowledge, 3 of Pentacles. You're literally building the sacred temple, the lodge. See how activated you are? With the ancient ones, with the angels, with the ascended masters. And they're coming to you to ask for advice because you are having the experience. So let's pick from the runes. Get one more piece of knowledge, some advice, please. for beautiful Gemini and their lovely partner, whoever that may be, whether it's a love partner or not. Maybe you're going to be seeing yourself as a soul being, and that's what, for some of you, that's what this reading will be about. That's the room for partnership. Oh, okay, trying not to burst into tears. So Gemini, what this talks about is the need for partnership, the place where you intersect. Thank you, Spirit. It is about two whole individuals, very stable in their own existence, standing at the center point of your life. And from there, you have the ability to connect with another person at the intersection of their spiritual life. So for those of you that are experiencing quantum partnership, this is how it's going to feel. It is a sacred partnership. There's no doubt. For those of you that are in partnership deeply in a solitary way with your soul existence, some of you are going to have a very exalted spiritual experience of the self, capital S. And you're going to understand yourself, you're going to see it, and you're going to experience it on a deeply spiritual level. So if you need some more information, if you need some advice, or you just want to visit with the guides, now's the moment, right? The link is below. Come, we'll chat about it. So, Gemini, as always, you are the exalted ones. Your energy is amazing. Thank you so much for everything you're doing. I'm going to deeply look forward to being with you next month, Goddess willing. And until then, have a wonderful, wonderful month. Enjoy August, and just prepare yourself, because it's on now. It's happening. So thank you, Gemini. I'll see you next month.